unmute and say hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotn movie review. Today we are reviewing Tremors 3, Back to Perfection. And honestly, after the past couple of days I've had, I needed some good cheese because I'm still pissed. But with me as always, it's Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
Better to not talk about it. Moving along from me. And we have Angela. How are you doing, Angela?
Doing quite well. That movie was much needed.
Yes. And then rounding out the square for the final 90-degree angle, we have James Colley. James, how you doing today?
I've been worse.
I feel you. And then we can go ahead and switch this over to here. Switch back to this. We can go with Tremors. And
Just a nipple.
Poke that.
I think
prank
I'm gonna
that.
have to go through one of these days and review some more of Michael Gross's stuff. But I think he's mostly been in like TV shows and
Yeah, Family Ties and Tremors.
apparently he's been in a couple of episodes of Law and Order SVU. He was in a TV series.
Nice.
He's been a voice acting. He's done a lot of stuff. So he typically has been like an extra or the one whatever special guest or something probably.
Cool.
But
He's that one guy from that one thing. You know, the thing.
Yeah.
The
Well,
guy from The Thing.
He's been in one episode of Togetherness, 2 episodes of Law and Order, 5 episodes of The Stanley Dynamic, 1 episode of AP Bio, 2 episodes of The Affair, 4 episodes of Grace and Frankie, 3 episodes of Anger Management, 1 of Partners, 4 of Suits, 1 of Last Man Standing, 5 of Call Me Fritz, 5 of Dan
If I
Burke.
don't wanna.
I've never heard of any of those movies. The shows. So
He was in 1 episode of CSI. Otherwise, he's mainly been in, it seems like, more either like shorts or TV movies as well. Oh shit, he was in 3 episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
I
Apparently,
think he might have played like Marshall's dad or something.
he's in an episode of Psych. Wow, he was in Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job for an episode. Then again, those guys, I have no idea for that show how many like different fucking celebrities they've gotten in. Holy fuck, he was in 36 episodes of The Young and the Restless.
yeah, that's not something you hang your hat on. That's like telling me you were in 36 scat films. Ugh, just
That's pretty gross.
exactly.
Oh, cool. He was
that's how I feel about you and the Restless.
well, he was Warren McGinnis, the voice for Batman Beyond.
Oh, he's the father.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
nothing. I still don't care. You lost all credibility when you said you're in the Restless.
Hey, dude, working actors are working actors, so I ain't gonna give him too much shit on that.
All right, I have to concur with that. Yes, okay, working actor is still a working actor. Still, I have bad memories of Young and the Restless from my grandmother. Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, it's a fucking drama. So we got this one to where, since it's Back to Perfection, I mean, they got a lot of the original cast back. I mean, they have Susan Chuang, who was actually played Chang's daughter or granddaughter, the one who played Nancy, the guy who played Miguel, the chick who played Mindy. Like, they even got the guy who played fucking Melvin.
Such a
Badass.
douche.
I really love the Rick, I forget the guy's name. My failing, Bert. I love the fact that he's now the main character essentially,
Well, I mean,
or he.
where else were they gonna go with it? Because the one character was less likely to come back. I'm forgetting his name from the second movie.
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. The actor's name. Sorry.
Fred Ward.
Yeah.
Because they weren't going to get they weren't going to get Kevin Bacon back. I mean, apparently they tried to retcon the series on Sci-Fi, and that did not take off.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know if we're going to follow this in the timeline, we can watch the fourth movie because that's a prequel to everything. But after that will be the TV series. And I don't know how long the episodes are, but I know there's only, I think, 13 of them.
Not as long as my. Well, it's not
Shut
that-
it!
The fourth one is actually the only one I have not seen.
So I have not seen Shrieker Island, the newest one.
I'm going to be honest. I've never seen them until I started watching with you guys.
Oh,
I've seen the first one, of course,
Yeah.
but everything after that.
Yeah, I still fucking love this series because the first movie is such a great one for a horror movie, and just the way they ramped it up. Like, I still think the third, even though I won't say it's as good as the first or the second, but it definitely is up there. You know, it's got its own place. It's just a fun movie. Except for when the one fucking ass blaster killed Miguel. Fuck that dude. They should be wiped off the face of the earth.
Well, there is only one ass blaster left alive.
That you're aware of.
As far as the continuity of the movie is concerned, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's not the one that killed Miguel, so.
Yeah.
But I love the evolution of the graboids. They go from being tunnel worms to fucking streaker, essentially nuggets that can see heat, to the flying beast, who are pretty much stupid.
Well, the only ones that are necessarily smart, if you want to look at it, are the graboids themselves. The Shriekers aren't that smart. The Shriekers didn't. They even said it in the frickin' second movie. He goes, "Are you telling me they've been acting so smart because they're so dumb?" And the only reason why is because they see body heat.
Well, no. Even building a tower of streakers to get to him on the roof shows some level of intelligence and coordination.
Yeah.
You know,
but not near as much of like actual planning comparatively to the graboids themselves.
Oh well, yes, not necessarily planning in that sense, but yeah, you know what I mean. You know, some basic concept of, hey, if I stand on your back, we can get to the food. You know,
at least one of us can.
Yeah, at least one of us can, and maybe we can flush them out and make more. And also, it's like wolves. You know, we understand that wolves have some sort of coordination and intelligence when it comes to hunting.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't say they're clever enough to outsmart us.
Well, they're clever enough to outsmart some.
Okay, we're not talking about a leftist. We all know they're brain dead idiots. Come on now. This is a family show.
Well, no, some people are just stupid and they're going to panic and they're not going to think. And that's what majority of those things are waiting, or it's like acting upon. That's why, like, for us, of how we were able to hunt creatures that were so much bigger than us, a lot of them we hunted just to pure exhaustion. Because they would take off like a bat out of hell, and they'd be like, okay, I'm tired, I'm going to rest, and we'd just continue walking until we caught up with them, and they'd be like, oh, fuck, I can't sleep.
Thank God for our ability to run and breathe.
Thank God for our ability to fucking power walk.
Yes.
That's why it's always recommended, like, if you're going to chase after your cat or your dog, you shouldn't actually be, like, straight up running after them. You should just walk, because they're more likely to wear themselves out faster.
Makes sense. I love the fact that, you know, I was born a human. until it becomes a liability.
But we'll go with thoughts. So we'll start with you, Tier. Thoughts of the movie?
Phenomenal movie. Some of the effects were cheesy.
Well, dude, it was 2001 movie. What do you expect?
I know, but still.
A 2001 action horror comedy that, isn't going to have the fucking production of, like, The Matrix or something like that.
I know, but still, some of the effects were cool. You could clearly show there were some practical effects, like the El Blanco had to be a practical effect.
Oh, yeah. Well, there were parts of the El Blanco to where it was CGI.
Yeah, but it wasn't, like, heavily CGI.
Yeah.
Like, when he ate the ass blaster, that had to be a practical effect.
I think part of it was, if memory serves me correctly, it was a mixture of, I think, practical and CGI. Although I think it might have been more CGI than practical.
Some of the Bert is always fucking hilarious to me, and the fake out death or the fake out scene where we think he gets eaten is fucking great. And I love the Doom reference when he was dropping the knife into the egg cartons, and it was acting like a thumper from Doom. Love that reference.
I don't know if that was necessarily a Dune reference, but it could have been.
Just for reference, the way it was shot literally mimics when the Shah-Halud was coming to the thumper, and it was a constant drop. That one day I'll show you it, so you can compare it. But it was clear a Dune reference. This whole movie is one big ass Dune reference, honestly.
I could see that.
What happens is the sandworms were evil. But that's what I think of the movie.
Angela?
Nope, you're wrong.
What?
Well, we're going to go with Angela next before we get to you, James, so just hold your horses.
I had a good time. It was fun. Yes, it was cheesy, but it was supposed to be cheesy. It was a fun, well-played movie that didn't take itself too seriously, but wasn't, like, phoning it in either.
Yeah, the actors actually were playing it straight enough that you could tell they actually cared about it.
Yeah, it was definitely. I love movies like that where you know that they realize that they are in a massive schlock fest and they're having fun with it, but they're not being ridiculous about it.
Oh yeah, and like the prequel one's actually pretty fun. I don't hate the ones with Jamie Kennedy, the two after that.
I'm actually looking forward to the prequel.
Oh, the prequel's so fun because Michael
Me too. It's the only one I haven't seen.
You've seen Shrieker Island?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Michael Gross gets to play his own ancestor, and he is the exact opposite of everything he is in these movies.
So he's weak and timid?
Oh yeah, he's a snide businessman.
Oh shit. That's gonna be good.
Oh, I fucking love it.
It's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be amazing to see, because Bert's fucking hilarious. Man.
And the cast is pretty good as well, because that one they have it. The place isn't called. Well, I'll leave that alone on that one. And shit, what was the thing I told you yesterday that we would tell you later?
Huh?
I remembered the whole thing. Like, we'll explain that later to you on your stream last night. But before we get to that, James, your opinion of the movie, because I'm fucking losing it here.
All of y'all are wrong.
What?
You didn't like it?
Nope, all y'all are wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
Contrarian for the sake of contrarian.
Nope,
Always
y'all are wrong.
Well, you actually have to
No,
explain how we're wrong, not just say y'all are wrong.
well, you're wrong because you're wrong.
Well, that's not how this works there, sweetheart.
Well, shit. I didn't realize I'd be questioned on my authority. On my authority.
You
Respect
do
my
have to
authority.
explain why we're wrong.
What's next? You gonna call me a racist?
Well, you are wrong,
No.
but that's here.
No, I was going to call you a Jew.
Ooh.
Hey, man, if really I'm aware of, I'm not a Jew, but I might be Jew-ish.
No, you're Jew adjacent.
I'm Jew adjacent.
No. You're sleeping with a Jew, not Jew adjacent.
How can I?
We're in
We're
different
just.
states. That would be amazing magic right there.
It's Jew magic. I don't ask questions how Jew magic works.
Jews are like hobbits.
I have magic and gold now?
Yes. You didn't know.
Wow!
You didn't know the Jewish stereotypes. Call
I
yourself a Jew.
didn't realize we were magic.
Yeah, that's how you're not
No,
gold.
she's closer to a hobbit, and hobbits don't have magic.
Oh man, now imagine if the Jew was also Irish, they'd be like, they're after me, Lucky Charms.
I actually am.
Ah!
Wow. Angela, stop! I don't want to make these racial jokes. I don't want to. I want to be a nice person. You're not making it easy.
Yeah, but instead of a top hat for her leprechaunism, she wears a beanie.
She was a yarmulke. It's green.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that's just a male thing. I believe Jewish women
Oh.
wear something else.
I love you, Angela. Please don't be mad at me.
What?
I love
At
you.
you.
Don't be mad at me. No.
Yeah.
Weird.
No, honestly, I had no problem with the movie, and I'm just giving you all a line of shit. There's nothing not to like about these movies.
They're just plain
You
fun.
know, seeing them sober, though, it's kind of a letdown because I had more fun when I was stoned watching these things. I mean, it just seems so damn funny.
They are.
And now they're just cute. It's like you see a little puppy lick its own asshole for the first time. Oh, that's cute.
Dan, what are you just describing? That doesn't sound.
No. Just no.
Exactly.
No, but
Yeah.
really, it's great cheese. I love them. I do. I mean, but like I said, as someone who's been stoned and watched these movies, there's a lot of shit I missed. Have no clue how that happened.
I have not partaken of the devil's lettuce or the electric lettuce in almost 19 years.
Uh-huh.
And it's legal in my state.
Cool.
Yeah, because I still remember saying that about Napoleon Dynamite because of just how talked up it was and how much it was quoted and shit from my school. When I saw it the next year, me and my buddy watched it. When we got done watching, I was just like, the only way I will ever watch this again, probably willingly, I will have to be high off my ass.
God damn.
Wow.
Look, it's got its moments, but Napoleon Dynamite is by no means, in my opinion, a great film. Or even a great movie.
Close to a good
That's
movie.
not, dude.
I'll
I'm
rate.
sorry, but no.
I hated that movie. It was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
The older brother was stupid.
I tried watching it once. It put me to sleep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I said, I did not understand how it was so freaking popular and then why so many, like, different media, especially cartoons, almost always have a Napoleon Dynamite reference.
Well, I can understand why it was popular with certain age groups.
Or
I
even
mean, they eat fucking Tide Pods for crying out loud.
Hmm.
Of course they're going to like that movie.
That's why, like I said, it's like I can understand how there were a bunch of people in my class who liked it. It wasn't my thing, and I just did not understand how it was so freaking popular.
Yeah.
Like,
But we should do a poll of people who like Napoleon Dynamite and also partook in the Tide Pod Challenge.
no.
James, why are you trying to out people in their stupidity?
Because
Why are
it
you doing
needs to
this?
be added. You
I mean,
know,
honestly, for that whole
Lord,
thing, for when it came out in the age bracket, it was mostly going after, which was a lot more of your college students and some of your high school, very little of like the elementary thing. I'd have say, did you partake in what was it, the planking challenge or whatever it was called?
Uh,
no, I didn't take part
Just
in anything like
planking
that.
in general.
I can't remember what the hell it was called.
It was called planking.
yeah, just
It was
planking.
called planking? Because I know it's like they just went
Yeah,
stiff as a board and they weren't doing an actual plank.
Yeah,
they
I
they would just
know.
lay
It
there.
was just called planking, and it was dumb.
It was. It really was. It was dumb
Especially
and
when
quick.
you know what an actual plank is, and you're sitting there going, "You wusses."
That's not working your core, you idiots.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but quite honestly, yeah, movie's not bad at all.
Oh no,
But
it's super fun, and like I said, I liked how they got so much of the original cast, and it still sucked that they, killed Miguel. I did like how
That
they brought up that, Chang did have family and his granddaughter was basically taking over what he had done.
Running the business.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Rest in
family
peace, Victor Wong.
business.
What, Angela?
The family business.
Kinda. And I didn't realize the chick who played Mindy was also in Jurassic Park.
I said that the last time we talked about it.
I don't even remember that. You probably
She
did.
was also in a movie called Angus.
She was
She
also
played
in
Melissa Lefevre.
She was also in the TV movie Battle Dogs. Apparently, that has been her most recent movie as Donna
Okay.
Voorhees.
Oh, that's an unfortunate name.
Always gonna be an unfortunate name.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. She was in, like after the Lost World in '97. She was a teenager in a Ben Folds 5 music video for the video Brick. Was in an episode of Total Security, whatever the hell that is. Was in the TV movie Princess Stallion, then the TV movie Broken Silence, and then Tremors, and then Battle Dogs, and has not done anything since. And for someone who was born in '79, she don't look terrible, but she almost looks like she had some work done plausibly. That or she might have gotten into some hard drugs.
I'm gonna say hard drugs.
I'm gonna say
our
she's.
drugs are taken internally.
I was gonna say she was born in '79, so she's not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
And after you wear as much makeup as they make you wear in the movies, your
Yeah,
skin just sort of says "fuck you."
I can believe that. Well, I think they've gotten better now, or I shouldn't say better necessarily, but better equipment to where they don't have to wear as much makeup anymore.
Some people, because some people just need all of the hideous remover they can get.
Yep.
Wow.
It's not like it's a lie.
Wow. I didn't say it was. I just said wow.
Oh shit, Miguel was the bus driver in The Craft.
Really?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
He was the
Huh.
cabbie in anger management, watering station owner in Mask of Zorro. Oh shit, apparently he was in the 2006 film World Trade Center.
Who?
He played Will's father.
Okay. Will was a lucky kid.
Still pissed that he killed Miguel. It's gonna hurt for a while.
Yeah, and he didn't even get to fucking shoot his gun. Rocking a side by side.
Wow.
Like if they ever, well, I take that back because I don't want them to remake Tremors.
Well, they tried. In a way. That's like I said, they tried with with Kevin Bacon, and I think they might have had Fred Ward with a sci-fi one. They had like an hour and a half long movie that was supposed to be turned into a TV series, and it didn't take off.
Disappeared.
And apparently, like finding the fucking movie, that movie is impossible. But they went straight CGI with the grab lights in that one and changed the way they looked and everything.
Ugh.
Well, it's weird because it's supposed to be like retcon at a certain spot in the series, and I don't know exactly where. And I do know that because, well, spoiler, Michael Gross's character dies in Shrieker Island. But he has stated that if they wanted to retcon Shrieker Island out of it, as long as he was physically able to, he would love to reprise his role as Burt Gummer.
Oh, that sucks ass.
Well,
It's a fun role.
I mean, the dude
No,
was...
no. I'm saying killing him off.
I mean,
well,
if you...
he's really old.
Yeah, he was born in 1947.
Oh, God.
And you got to think that most recent movie for Tremors was 2020. Like he was also apparently in the movie Noelle as the elder elf Abe. Otherwise, really, all he's done is like TV series and then a lot of like TV movies. But
yeah, he's 76.
Honestly, at this point, I think he should follow what Bruce Campbell's done and like I'm retiring.
James.
Yeah, I'm here.
Uh-huh.
I still don't. Bruce Campbell retired. Gods are evil.
Well, it's the way it goes.
When you consider the kind of movies he did and the man's age, yes.
Yeah.
He needed to retire. I
I
do not
know.
want to
Well, I mean,
watch him die on screen.
in more of his more recent stuff, he's not having as much of the physical that he had to do in a lot of the old ones. But back for a lot of the old stuff, back in a lot of the old stuff he was doing as well, they didn't necessarily have as much budget to not always have a stunt double.
But he's only 65. He can do at least one more. He can be Ash Williams one more time. Just once more.
Apparently he put on there, and I guess there was some talk in the works to take the Evil Dead series and make it a animated.
Well, they're coming out with another Evil Dead.
Well, I mean, the Evil Dead reboot was actually supposed to be canonical to the actual Evil Dead and was supposed to have the end credit spoiler, teaser to where, you know, it shows Bruce Campbell and like an outline where you see the light behind him and he goes, groovy.
The Evil Dead reboot sucked ass.
Because it was a horror film and it was supposed to be comedy.
Well, no, because the first movie was a horror film. The second movie was a horror comedy. And the third film was an action comedy. Like, if you actually pay attention to the way it was for the first Evil Dead, it was meant to be a horror movie, not a comedy. And then they just wanted to go two balls to the wall. I mean, they had Sam Raimi's blessing and everything, but I think they just tried to take it too far.
Still. I forgot he was in Maniac Cop.
Oh yeah, he was. He did have a role in that one.
Who, Bruce Campbell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
had
was,
a
Jack
whole
Force.
bunch of roles and stuff.
Yeah, he was in Xena Warrior Princess.
Yes, he was
And
auto-ethically.
that's how it also got him to where he was in the Western show. Plus, he had Jack of all trades, I think it was.
Yeah, he was the Briscoe County Jr.
Yeah, Briscoe County Jr.
Yeah.
One of his best roles. No, Briscoe County Jr. came out before Xena.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he was in 93, 94, and then Hercules from 95 to 99, and then Xena from 96 to 99. Yeah. He was in Weird Science, the TV show. Man, he has had a story career.
Oh
I
yeah,
try to forget that Weird Science, the TV show, was a thing.
Why, Angela? Why?
Because the movie was good.
Mhm.
And
Put
the
a-
TV show was not.
They had my favorite young adult moment, putting a bra on your head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was in the movie.
I think that's
I
one of the
know.
few ones to where the movie was better than the TV show, but the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one, I would honestly say from everything I know, the TV show is better than the movie.
Movie
No,
will
the
forever be
show
better.
was way better than the movie.
The movie will forever be better because it had Paul Rubin going.
You are twisted, dude. I think you seek out all of the worst vampire movies on the planet.
No, oh cool. You're telling me that Christy Swanson and Paul Rubin going, he's dying, and he's kicking the wall, and then the principal going detention. Good time. Oh, trial nights only. I don't know.
James,
Yeah. And
you're having technical difficulties.
I don't know why I'm your friend. Y'all don't have any good taste in movies.
Okay, I'm not gonna say I didn't like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Okay.
That wasn't a whole thing saying that the movie was bad. I'm saying that the TV show was better
The
than the
TV
movie.
show was better.
Well, you gotta remember two things about a TV show. They have more time to flesh out characters, but for what it was, I still prefer the movie to the show.
That's why, like I said, I'm not saying that the movie was bad.
That is your opinion.
Rhythm Carpenter, so I guess I can, because Rhythm Carpenter is hot, and Allison Hannigan.
Is it with you? Why does there?
Oh wow,
What?
Jack of all trades was in 2000.
Angela,
Wow.
Yeah, no.
what you about to say, Angela?
I swear, as long as you turn around and put a nice set of tits in a sweater, you're a happy man.
I like a nice set of tits. Sorry.
I like a good story. I don't care if the guy fills out his jeans well enough or not.
well, could be worse.
No.
How can it be worse, James? Please say
Well,
something. Please say something epic. Please say something epic. Please say something epic. Go ahead, James.
it could always be worse. Just like I'm fixing to have to get off here.
Oh,
Oh my god, I forgot he was in this movie.
what?
The movie Black Friday. From what I've seen about it, it's a different variation of like how Slither was. But I mean, you have Bruce Campbell, you have Michael Jai White, and they're not even the main characters. It's got Seth Green in it for a voice thing, but like, yeah, a group of toy store employees must protect each other from a horde of parasite-infected shoppers.
Oof.
Can we do a quick pivot and
Oh, this is definitely getting added to it.
sweet.
I forgot about this until all of a sudden I saw that. Because like it's almost like a zombie movie, but it's actually aliens. Like it gets fucking weird. It's one of the few ones where it's like Michael Jai White doesn't play a felon, or it's like felon or former military.
Have you ever seen? It's not Slither. It's Thrill Me. God damn it! What is that one called? Fuck.
Pretty sure that's
Night
not
of
the name of the movie.
Creeps.
90 Creeps. Yeah. Thrill Me.
Don't ask me how I knew that that's what you were talking about.
Because that's the one line that he constantly says. Throw me. That's his catchphrase. Throw me. It's okay.
I don't remember that much about the Night of the Creeps to remember that.
Plausibly seen it, but I don't necessarily remember it. But considering it's a zombie movie, I'm definitely down for adding that to it because I love freaking zombie movies.
Well, your name is Rotn Corpse. Of course you like zombie movies.
What is this Night of the
Okay,
Demons?
James.
Night of the Demons is
10 teenage party abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween
It
night
is
when the evil force
definitely time.
awakens. Demonic spirits keep them from leaving and turn their gathering into a living hell. Huh.
Night of the Demons is sort of a pseudo zombie movie, sort of pseudo demonic possession movie. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, but it's weird.
Oh shit! I didn't realize. Apparently, Bruce Campbell had a role in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, he was a pizza guy.
Yep, he was Pizza Papa. He was also apparently the voice of Richard Nixon, 18 and a half.
In what?
Quite literally, the name of the movie is 18 and a half. In 1974, a White House transcriber is thrust into the Watergate scandal when she obtains the only copy of the infamous 18.5-minute gap in Nixon's tapes. Oh, and if you're going to talk about freaking with Bruce Campbell with being like working with Sam Raimi, you always have to bring up the fact of how Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother, went through just as much shit as freaking Bruce Campbell did, if not more, in a lot of occasions.
I absolutely adore Ted Raimi.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
First thing I saw him in was Sequest, and I fell in love.
He played a bunch of the different monsters in the second. I think he might have plausibly in the first, but especially in the second Evil Dead movie.
He was a shit ton of monsters characters in Army of Darkness too.
Yeah, and he had he sweat out so much goddamn weight.
He played Joxer in Xeno Warrior Prince.
Oh yeah, Ted Raimi is. He's basically the same thing Bruce Campbell does with Sam Raimi, to where he's just gonna be. He's gonna have a thing in there.
Yep.
God, he was in Videodrome, Rentalama. Oh, he was a Maniac Cop as well.
Yeah. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
just have such phenomenal careers.
Did we ever actually talk about the movie we watched?
Yes,
Pretty much
for
that we
about
all liked it. It's just one of those things for this one. It's a fun, cheesy movie. There's really not as much to say about it. It's good fun. They brought back a lot of the original cast of, which characters were alive, and obviously Kevin Bacon wasn't going to come back.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, but it's a progressive movie, and that whole progressive in the way they went with it.
Okay. I gotta love freaking Mindy and her tape pants.
That was so goddamn funny. Just the whole. Pretty sure he wanted you to sew these, not tape them. It's like, Mom, he's this way like I am. And it's just like, Jody's just like, we all went through a phase like that. Mine was safety pins. All I know is for the freaking ass blasters, that's like one of the few ones where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want a rifle. And that one, I'm thinking probably a single op butt 12 gauge shotgun with 3-inch Magnum steel shot high brass. Not going to be fun on the shoulder, but it's going to fuck it up.
What you do is start a big bonfire and lure them in like moths. Like that always when I'm watching it, like that never occurred to him. Like, why don't you start a big fire and then lure them in and take them out that way?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if that would necessarily work, because it might be too big of a heat source that they wouldn't attack it, because they know that it's not like a body.
Yeah, but it would also max their presence while they can move around. Like a fire, any big fire would radiate so much heat in the area that it would become fucking moot if you were looking through heat signatures. Yeah. So that would have been a perfect means of either escape or attack. But they seem to have flew toward the smaller fire on the arrow.
Well, because it's a more intense heat. It's hotter than a normal person would be. So that could have been something of like how a smaller animal could be scared and running, so it's generating a higher temperature potentially because it's using more energy.
I still prefer the little streakers to the ash blasters, honestly.
I just do like how they gave it an entire life cycle. It metamorphoses from, it's birthed out of an egg. Then the little, like that's what we're gonna get to see in the prequel is the little graboids before they get big one. Before they turn to biggins. And they turn to biggins pretty quickly. But then they turn, the only thing they haven't stated is how long it normally takes for a graboid to mature enough to turn into a shrieker.
So basically we're dealing with puppies.
Kind of very big, vicious puppies that can take an arm off.
So we're dealing with Clifford, the big red dog.
Basically, in a lot of ways, except for Clifford can dig underground really fast.
So again, we're dealing with Clifford, the big red dog. Got it.
No, but I mean completely underground and stay underground. It's like navigate himself.
Oh, well, yeah. All right. But do they ever explain like what are these natural born creatures? Are they alien?
Well, they already brought it up that in the second one that they are Precambrian life forms. They're from Earth.
like, all right, then that brings up a question to. All right, so again, that would bring up the question of if these are natural born creatures, why aren't or why aren't we used to dealing with them?
Because their hibernation period of how they are for an egg is so erratic comparatively that they don't always come forth. So typically, what it's supposed to be is when the grab or the ass blaster finally gets to a location, it can have them go out possibly early on, or they can wait for potentially thousands, if not millions, of years.
They have
That
a
is one.
variable incubation and hibernation period.
Yeah.
That is one unique ass monster.
Yes. Well, that's why they don't explain too much of it and everything, because then it can still kind of leave a supernatural aspect of it. They explain enough of the life cycle and that it is from Earth. They don't explain everything else. You know, kind of like for Nope when they explained that the creature is a predator, and that was it.
Oh, all right. I stopped asking questions because when you start dissecting shit, that's when he starts to lose me. So, all right, enough said.
Well, that's like I said in the later ones, they give a brief overview of a lot of the things, and that they don't know exactly what they would have evolved, what they would have possibly evolved from. So there is a plausibility that they could have somehow been something from another planet, but that's just left. We just know that they have been on Earth for a fucking long time.
So, I love the theorizing and the speculating and the what if this then that, if not that then this, especially with sci-fi and fantasy creatures.
Hmm.
That's always been a fun part of watching movies like this.
Well, it's that whole thing that it's like there's only so many places you can go. So you have to leave some openings.
True.
So like for the fourth movie, we have the prequel. The fifth movie, it goes to Africa. Sixth movie, it goes to Canada. Because basically what it is it seemed like they were more around during Pinge. Like, and this is speculation, so this is my Tremors tinfoil hat moment conspiracy theory. To where they actually, I think, roamed more during like Pangea.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because of the way of how the continents changed, they got isolated into spots. So if they overtook all their food and didn't have enough time to actually become a shrieker or an ass blaster to have the ability for that, they effectively just went into hibernation.
Hmm.
But they do have different evolutions of them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say really evolutions, more of an offshoot.
A lineage or a
Yeah, I don't want to go into too much more because then it starts getting into a bit more spoilers than necessary. But like, yeah, I will definitely say once we get done with 4 in the TV series, the 5th and 6th movies, they're not bad, but you can definitely tell, in my opinion, they're not the caliber of the first 3 or even the 4th movie. Because like
That's usually true, though.
yeah, because like the 6th movie has one moment that's just like a little way too comedic and for what it's supposed to be, and it's like it's not bad, it's just a little weird. Like you can kind of tell they were looking for a spot to just end the series.
Hmm.
But I think pretty much we've all petered out a bit, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty long,
It's been a
excruciating.
long day for some. I'm still pissed off because of a stolen moped.
Look, me, Angela, and James are gonna ride to Michigan, and we gonna act like Columbo, and we're gonna find your bike. You know, we're gonna kick in every house, every door, every stoop.
I
And we're
just,
gonna find that motherfucking
like,
bike.
I had to agree with BG last night. It's like, who the fuck steals a moped?
Pretty much. That was my first thought, but I didn't want to ask because that sucks.
Because, like, I
That's
didn't
deep,
see any of
apparently.
it. And, like, I even went through and almost was about ready to pull everything out of the freaking dumpster to see if someone had just been an asshole and thrown the fucker in there, even though it's not light. So it's like I've been dealing with the whole thing of basically either be angry or kind of depressed. So typically just going with anger.
Be a mixture of both. Be bummed out that you can't beat the ass of the guy that stole your bike. Like, I'm not angry that he stole my bike. It's just that I can't fuck him up.
Oh no, I'm angry that they stole my bike, my moped. It's just because, like, why? Like, where I live in Michigan, like, there's really no reason for it.
People do dumb shit.
You're not gonna get a whole lot out of it, and anymore with the way these things are. But next will be honeymoon in Vegas.
Yay.
And maybe we'll see how I feel on Tuesday if I do something, because I've at least been using the anger constructively and using it at the gym.
I mean, if there is a constructive way to deal with your anger, that's one of them.
It's what I'd rather do. I'd rather go just lift weights at the gym instead of just being like, I'm going to sit here pissed off. I've also spent a little bit of money on some stuff that I don't necessarily need, but I will definitely use. Like, I just ordered myself one of those, a set of those microwavable ramen bowls. So when, the ramen's not actually in a bowl itself to microwave.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I want to do that and garnish it with some other stuff. So ordered a magwell for one of my guns and whatnot. And then
Cool.
the 3rd of July, I should be, by like the 4th, putting out a new video that's going to be gun related. We're going to get to see if I blow up a gun, basically.
Well, we're not gonna do that.
Well, it's a Beretta Tomcat and a 32 ACP. It has a little bit of a missing chunk in the frame, but everything else technically works on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna redneck engineer how I'm gonna shoot it at the range I go to, and then stand like 8 feet away or so with some 550 cord through the trigger guard, so that can pull the trigger. Like, I'm not gonna just be like, put it in my hand and then fire it. Like, I'm an idiot. I'm not retarded.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to get a hold of Beretta for it, and it's really funny because they pulled the whole thing of, oh, on our contact page, here you go. You can put all the stuff in, your information that you want to put in, tell us about your problem. And then 5 days later, when I finally got an email back, they're like, hey, can you give us all that information again? It's like when you input your resume for a job application, and then immediately following that, they're like, give us the information that's in your resume. Or when you go to the doctor and you fill out a form saying what's wrong, you talk to the nurse, tell her or him what's wrong, because they can be either. And the doctor comes in and asks you the same fucking question without reading anything.
And you're just like, why did I give you all of this information to be asked again?
Yeah, I got half a feeling that the next time I ever go to the doctor and that whole thing, like if he comes in there, so what seems to be the problem? Being like, oh, didn't you talk to the nurse? Did you not read the notes? And if he goes, what? Being like, well, forgive me for thinking someone who spent so much time and money in school would have actually gone through the process to study what they're supposed to be looking at. Also, by the way, it's like, if depending on how long I was gonna be like, by the way, I understand you have other patients, but you have to understand other people have to go on time or have time schedules as well. That one pisses me off to no end. Like, I understand that the doctors have other patients and things may take longer than planned. But if that's the case, you damn sure better have somebody talk to me. If I wait for like 20 minutes plus without someone saying something to me of like, hey, sorry, it's been so long because of, something happened. As long as I don't have to go through what my dad did. My dad ended up having to take a half day's work one time when he had to go to the hospital, or not the hospital, but for a doctor's appointment. His technical doctor on paper doesn't like him. And he basically had to wait there for 4 hours because he was trying to have it set up so he could go after work, but they had him come in during work. So he had to take vacation. And then by the time someone actually talked to him about what was going on, he had already been, it was already after he would have been out of work because there was a medical emergency, but no one told him about it. So he actually charged them his copay back. And when they talked to the registered nurse about it, she's like, pay him. And they go, what? And when she explained the whole thing to him, they're like, oh, yeah. Like he goes and he sees the registered nurse because the only thing she doesn't have is a doctorate. Well, my dad has a tendency to speak his mind, and for some odd reason, he always gets like he ends up dealing with a fair amount of women who tend to have a superiority complex. And they don't like someone who will call them out for being a jackass. And my dad will do that to anyone. So it's not specific to women. Just for some odd reason, he ends up dealing with quite a few women that have that.
Because there's more of them. They're coming out of the wood.
But yeah, I'll go from there. Any parting words?
Can't wait till we get to The Rock and Face Off and all his more modern stuff.
Go to the movies.
When something good comes out.
James, you got anything?
I think he went to bed.
That happens. Yeah, go out and see some of the movies. There's some good stuff coming out. I've heard good things about Renfield.
Can't wait to watch that one.
I still want to see The Old Way. He plays Colton Briggs. He's a cowboy.
I saw that at the Redbox today.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And I've heard a lot of good things about John Wick 4. Heard a lot of surprising good things about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I still haven't seen any of the John Wick, except for the first one.
The second one's cool. I wish they'd have gone a different direction for the third, but it's not terrible. Well, well, we can discuss that off air or whatnot. But basically, I think more of the those who sit at the table should have been being hunted, basically, which is what it sounds like they're finally going to with 4. But apparently, from what I want to say I've heard, I think they're going to make a 5th movie for the John Wick series, and that's going to be the entirety of the wrap up. They're not going to go beyond 5. You know, they're not going to pull the Fast and the Furious movie to where, or Fast and the Furious movies to where there's been how many of them? Considering the first movie, they were stealing fucking TVs that had VCRs in them still.
There's officially at least 10 Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
Because you have to count Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm still, like, honestly, with that parody thing that I sent you guys to where it combined it with Power Rangers Turbo, I wouldn't honestly be surprised if they did some dumb shit like that. I mean, dude, you have the Hobbs and Shaw with the Idris Elba playing basically Android Man on steroids. Apparently, they put a car in space.
100 years, and by 3, it jumped the shark. It's now riding the shark into space. Like, that's what that series is doing. It's riding that motherfucking shark into space.
Yeah. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I got burnt out on them quite a bit. And I saw, I think it was Fast 7 in theaters, the last one of the character Brian before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, but then again, I've also gotten burned out on the Marvel films because I remember apparently Michelle Rodriguez put a thing. It's like, oh, there's so many Marvel films. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of freaking Fast and Furious ones, but at least for them, they have a few years between each title.
Shit, I just realized technically it's at least 12 because you have to count Hobbs and Shaw and Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. I still love Tokyo Drift. I don't care what anyone says.
I didn't think it was bad.
Again, only seen the first 3, and I didn't see Tokyo Drift because I was done.
Well, Tokyo Drift has the guy in there is actually originally the kid from Sling Blade.
Oh,
like he actually played the child in there and then he was also the one dude in like the first, I think, 4 or 5 seasons of NCIS New Orleans.
Yep. But the very first thing that I saw him in was actually an old TV show with Gary Cole, believe it or not, called American Gothic. It was really good. Very creepy show.
I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes.
It didn't last very long because it was on at a bad conflict time. And it was definitely a cult.
Yeah.
A cult movie.
Well, that's like, I still have
TV show, yeah.
To be fair. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead, Angela, you were saying?
Oh, no, I was saying TV show rather than
movie.
American Gothic was a TV show.
Yeah. But you say it was at a conflicting time with another one. Like, which network was it on?
One of the main ones, like ABC, NBC.
Because, like, I know that's what happened with Firefly. And like, I like Firefly. It is not the greatest TV series ever. I will never say that. I thought it was super fun, but
I thought it was good.
Fox fucked that one over because of how they did it, which that's how they do so much shit anyways. Because other than pretty much for the longest time, The Simpsons, they didn't back much of anything.
CBS.
So we have 9 more movies of Nicolas Cage, potentially, until The Rock.
Mhm.
But yeah, like when it comes to TV shows, that's what kind of sucks. And I know that they've had the whole thing of plausibly wanting to get of the cast that's a lot, that's still of the living, which I think is most of them. Other than I think the guy who played Shepherd Book might have passed, but I
Yeah,
don't remember.
Ron
Ron
Glass is dead.
Glass.
Yeah.
He died a long time ago, and I
Yeah.
really,
I was
yeah,
so sad when he did, though.
yeah.
But like that was one of the few ones that I was like, let's not bring the cast back and do a live action. Like let's just make it animated because then you can immediately go from where it left off.
I mean, it could work. Wrong, like, don't get me wrong. Ron Glass.
Well, what I mean is before he passed, like they were trying to get things because Sci-Fi was trying to get the rights to it from Fox, and all of the original cast was on board for it. So this was like 10 years or something ago, I think. And my only thing with that would have been like I said, like let's do it from an animated format because of how long it's been. We can retcon the movie and let that just be its own thing and continue it after the 13th episode of the TV show, but just do it in an animated form. And then you don't have to worry about explaining anyone's age and why they look older.
Yeah, just use their voice.
Yeah.
The Firefly is one of those properties that is perfect as it is, and its own little self-contained. Don't ever touch it. Josh Whedon could capture lightning in a bottle, but I hate Josh Whedon now and to do it without Josh Whedon is sacrilege.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's had a lot of good work. He's also a really
It's a
weird
piece of
fucking
shit.
dude and a piece of shit.
Agree.
Because like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I think it's like the first 6 seasons are the ones everyone loves. Once you after that, it gets really dumb. But again, it's they just need to come and have a ending to it.
Well, he did several endings where she dies, where she becomes an adult and she moves away,
And
then she dies again.
The thing is, in that one, it's not the necessarily the fans who don't want it to end. It's the fucking series the network wanting to milk it.
Yeah.
And that shit just always gets annoying. Because that's like, I will still piss off some people for the whole like Dragon Ball series and whatnot, going from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. I still think they should have left it with GT. GT was not great, but GT had a proper fucking ending.
Yeah, Goku becomes essentially a dragon, if you will.
No, it ends with Goku and Vegeta both being dead, and his granddaughter Pan is an old lady dealing with, I think, her grandson or her great grandson, and it's so it's like the great 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 grandson of Goku and the great 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 grandson of Vegeta, who end up happening to meet each other in a child's martial arts tournament, and the whole thing. But like they're dead and they don't have to deal with the shit anymore, and we don't have to have I have to get stronger and unlock some new fucking form. Like, I'm all for doing it for the fans and whatnot, but I still think after the Cell Saga, they definitely should have let Gohan take over, and they were supposed to, but this is where the fans pushed back. We're like, well, where's Goku? Why can't we have Goku? And it's one of the few things I'll give. I think the writer, I think it's Oda or something that does One Piece. Akira Toriyama. Yeah, Toriyama. Yeah. He got so many letters from people, from fans that were saying, "Oh, can you not kill Ace? We don't want to see Ace died." And because of that, he made Ace's death more gruesome. Well, no, because basically he went into the whole thing of I will not be, and even the studio was like, "Are you really going to do this?" The fans don't want it. He's like, "This is my story. This is the way it's going to go." It doesn't matter what they want. This is what they're going to get.
Oh, you're talking about for fucking One Piece?
Yes.
I believe that was Oda.
Yeah.
Because Toriyama did Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
And he did Dr. Slump.
But yeah, he was trying, from everything I know, it's like he was trying to get that. And I guess when they were trying to have Gohan go for a little bit, it kind of slipped. And I guess, and whatever. And the studio want him to bring Goku back. And it's just like, and I think that's another series that it was like, they had several different spots where they could have ended. I mean, in all reality, the fucking series should have ended after the Cell Saga.
Yeah. It really should have. So, sorry, we're talking geek, Angela.
Don't worry about it. I am gonna turn around and call it quits here soon.
Yeah, we'll get out of here. We end up seeing a squirrel and going off in a different direction for a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I gotta get off. I have to go to sleep early because I have a shit ton I need to do early in the day.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to my freaking rental office tomorrow at some point. So go see a movie, even if it's just picking up a new DVD or something. But if the theaters aren't too bad in your area, definitely go check one out if you can. Have a good one. 4th of July is coming up. Don't be stupid with fireworks. Blow your hand off or something.
You'll put your eye out, kid.
Have a good night.
Depending on what firework it is, you could, but have a